Hey guys, welcome back. So quick little intro. I filmed this video, edited the whole thing. Then because I'm a smart person, I decided to delete all of them from my phone because I had them on a separate app on my phone thinking, oh, it's never gonna delete all of them. It deleted the whole video, so I'm refilming. The good thing is I still have the chart. So boyfriend's gonna wait. I rated 4 Netflix shows that I have watched all the way through, all of which I've watched probably more than twice, one of which I'm actually rewatching currently, so yeah. Anywho, basically the reason that there's terrible lighting, it's not a great background, I look crappy, and this is gonna be a little bit of a quick job is because A, it is Thursday at 8 p.m. and those of you that know, I upload Fridays at 3 p.m. so I have less than 24 hours to get this done, so yep, way to be, college student. Get things done quick. B, I do not have my makeup on or anything done. Today's actually a day that I'm gonna be working out and, well, taking a shower, so that's why I look crappy, so bear with me. Anywho, so, the 4 shows that I've watched, so pretty much I have 4 criteria by which I'm going. Good ways to show you guys this without showing you my total scores. Basically, I have 4 shows: Reign, Parks and Recreation, The Office, and The Vampire Diaries. 4 shows. My 4 ratings are character development, how realistic it is, how good they were in their category, and how well the ending tied up the show. My apologies, I just ate something. Yeah. How to not show you guys everything I just did? Suppose this will be good. There we go. This little chart I created. Sorry if you can see any of the numbers, I don't have the biggest hands. Anywho, I created a little chart where I put all of the ratings across and then I put little lines and jazz and drew, yeah. Anywho, Reign. Reign is a show based on the maybe English is great on me. Reign is a show centered in the medieval times and it is centered around 3 characters. Francis, future prince, or future king of France, Mary, queen of Scots, and Bash, the bastard of the king. They are in a love triangle, which is one of my all-time favorite things in a show, a love triangle. Also, it takes place in the medieval times, which I also completely love because that just means it's romanticized, given that the show's main plot thing is already romance. So that is one of the reasons I watched it, just because medieval times, love triangle, good show. Anywho, so character development. So from what I can tell you from having watched the entire show, and please don't take any of these ratings too seriously, by the way. This is my most literal biased opinion because I've watched these shows. I actually like them, so I'm not really gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't like the show, I'm gonna be so tough on it. No, I like it, so I'm not gonna be like mean. But I initially said I really like the character development. I am still sticking with that because the characters, like all of the main characters, all of the sub characters, all evolved a lot. And it's not only in the first or it's not in an overall package, just it's in throughout the episodes you can see them evolve. But yeah, you can definitely say that there's a lot of development going, so that's why they got a 10 out of 10 or perfect score in character development for being realistic. Given that I've just mentioned it is a medieval show about a love triangle, you can kind of assume it's not going to be realistic if love is the main center of the show, which is pretty much why I gave them a 6 out of 10, just because it's romanticized. In the medieval times, people weren't taking huge risks for love as they are in the show, even though, you know, it's the medieval times and all. It's a show centered around love, which means it's gonna be very generous love-wise. Why are people texting me now? Anywho. Oh, 3rd category. How good they were in their category. Still haven't done this. I still haven't looked up what actual like categories they fall under, but I'm pretty certain Rain is gonna be like just romance in general something, or sub-romance. But yeah, they're gonna be in romance, and pretty much Rain is really good show, and it's super cute. And given that it is a romance-centered show that was probably put into the romance category of Netflix, I can safely assume that they did very well, because A, they had a pretty big fan base, actually still do. B, even though they have officially ended, because that's the only way I will talk about them in this video, they're really good. And C, they just did really well in their category. Lastly, ending tying up the show. The ending is the most historically accurate thing in the show, I'm gonna say, because if the ending hadn't been there, honestly, it would have been like, wow, really? We both know this wouldn't have actually happened. But it's like, no, it's actually pretty realistic of how the ending ties up the show. It makes sense for the time, it makes sense for the conditions, it all makes sense. I thought the ending was a good job of tying up, because the ending really did leave that open realm, which most TV shows and movies have, that open ending where it's kind of like the characters have split apart, or like, this is how their family has ended. But whatever comes next, you can decide for yourself. So yeah, I gave them a 9 out of 10, and I believe I did that because I said they are really good, but I gave myself a little bit of breathing room, so yeah. Anywho, their total score ended up being 33. Now, Parks and Recreation. Totally love that show. Like, this is one of my all-time favorite shows, because for me, when I watch something, I either want to be transported into a new world that is just really cool, and I'm like, that's awesome. Anything as unrealistic, the more fiction the better. Fiction, fake, not non-fiction, not fake, by the way. But yeah, I absolutely love Parks and Recreation because it's just a show that really makes me laugh. And that's pretty much like the 2 key points I have for shows that I watch. They either have to be super cute, romantic, or like just make me feel loved and also just look super cute. B, they have to be super funny, like I actually have to be able to find them funny within the first couple of minutes. Or there has to be like one big joke that will then make me laugh throughout the rest. Or C, it has to be about a movement I care about, which in this case would be environmentalism or feminism. So Parks and Recreation hits the funny bone. I laugh every single time. If any of you want to start watching Parks and Recreation now, I would highly recommend keep your phone on your lap when you watch the first season, because the first season is kind of one of those where it's like, you need it to know the information, but you don't need it for the whole thing. So, second season and up, that's the... I know things. Yeah, second season up is really good stuff. I like Parks and Rec, and there's definitely some character development going. Some shows do the thing of like where the character wears more mature clothes or different clothing to show the character development. Others do makeup. I found makeup being one of the more drastic things that changed for the main characters of Parks and Recreation, so I give them a perfect score for character development because you can see a lot of it happening. Then for realistic, given that it is a just funny show, but Parks and Recreation in general, like as a whole, is actually a modern government show that just shows modern government workers going about like general life. It doesn't go into depth of like they woke up at 7 a.m. and then how their day went on. It shows what they do in office, the changes they make, and how their lives are affected by everything. So it's a really funny show, but it's also a show where you can get attached pretty good to the characters. I gave them an 8 out of 10 because I think they are, because like I said when I previously did the video, they did a really good job with being realistic for the time and also for it being government, but they also threw in some romance and stuff for just general purposes, so I gave them, that's why I only gave them an 8 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10, just because they also threw in some romance, and every show has a little things where it's like, that doesn't actually happen in reality. Now, third of how good they were in their category. I'm pretty certain they were in like something funny, because it's a funny show. And so I'm definitely gonna, I give them a perfect score. It's just 10 out of 10. I still think they did a really good job, and I love them for it. But yeah, that's that. Then ending tying up the show, so I had to think of it. Haven't seen it that much, but they did a good job. I gave them a perfect score for the ending tying up because I really did think it tied it up really well. It was realistic of like people splitting apart. Like, take for example the people you were friends with in middle school, you aren't necessarily gonna continue seeing when you're in high school. You're gonna split apart either because you're attending different schools, you have different interests, different classes, or just don't really have much in common anymore. It's forcing you to be together, so there's not really any extra need or want to contact me like, hey, I want to hang out. It's like, no. So anywho, the ending tying, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, the ending tying up was really good in there. I gave them a perfect score, which landed them at a 38. Now The Office is pretty similar to Parks and Recreation. The only difference is really that it is a little bit more romance-centered show, which again, I love some romance, like love me some romance, but I also have to say immediately that with The Office, you do not have to skip any episodes. They just jump right into the humor, which I think is a really good thing, and it's also why I gave them it's part of the reason why I give them a perfect score on character development, just because I think they did such a good job. Every character evolved a little bit, like, if not a little bit, then very much, and it's just, like, when isn't character development great? Then there is realistic. The Office was a little less realistic than Parks and Recreation due to the added romance, which is why I give them a 6 out of 10, which I think is fair to say because The Office did a good job in being an office, but sorry. But seriously, like, they did a good job. They were pretty realistic. Now, how good they were in their ending, in their category. I give them a 6 out of 10 realistic. How good they were in their category, give them an 8 out of 10 because I was like, you know, they're really, really good and I love them, but got to be honest, they probably didn't do too hot because a lot of people, like if I talked to some of my friends, they would be like, oh, Parks and Rec, definitely know that. The Office, they'd be like, yeah, but from Parks and Rec. So like, yeah, they didn't like do as hot, but they were pretty close by. And then the ending tying up, I think it was very realistic in the end. How the ending tied up, it was like a smackdown of like, this is how life works. Also, it's a TV show. They remind us in the end, which I think is really good, and also I give them a perfect score, and that's how they ended up with a 34. Now, lastly, The Vampire Diaries, TVD, my absolute favorite, loved until the day I die. I gave them a perfect score on character development because, well, it's The Vampire Diaries. They had quite a bit of character development there. Then realistic, The Vampire Diaries is a fiction, or well, sci-fi show centered around 3 characters going through a lot. A love triangle. It's kind of, well, yeah, it's a love triangle. It's got sci-fi in there, which I also like. Then it has vampires, werewolves, witches, all that jazz, which definitely I love. And so realistic wise, I gave them a 4 out of 10 because, well, I didn't really think they were being fully realistic with it, but that's also because they kind of wanted to transport you into a different world, one that wasn't like yours at all, one that was much more exaggerated and fun, and you didn't really have any choice in, but it was so much drama and stuff happening. You were like, oh my god, I love this, and everyone did, and still does, even though they have. So anywho, I gave them a 4 to 10 on realistic, how good they were in that category, a perfect score, no competition. They have such a big fan base, and still each of the main characters and even side roles has so many people following them on to whatever they're doing next. Like Nina Dobrev chose to do a it was like a dog movie that she was part in. Then I think Triple X or something she was in that I watched and I really like it. I gave them a perfect score in that too. That ending tying up the show, their ending was actually so freaking cute. And I give them a perfect score in that, which is how they got a 34. Though I love them, and though they did a really good job in like pretty much every category, no, that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, their ending tied up really, really well. It was kind of one of those things where it's like, no, it's just the book's just closing. It's all fine. Beautiful, it's fine. And now we've just got to accept it. But yeah, I gave them a 34 overall in the end. This is, by the way, what my actual sheet looks like. And then I've got down here. So yeah. That's pretty much just what I did. My original video was a lot more in depth, but I realized that I kind of wanted to explain to you guys much quicker, like the 4 shows that I watched, what they were roughly about, so I don't give too many spoilers, and then get you guys a little bit through my opinion, because it's just my opinion, and it's an opinion in general, so it doesn't really mean much. And if you guys do happen to start looking into shows now, I can almost guarantee you will have a laugh, or you will fall in love with the shows. But yeah, thank you guys so much. My English was off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and comment below. Check in every Friday 3 p.m. for my videos, Mondays for Hope's videos, and Wednesdays for Jackie's videos. I do apologize if I said the wrong days, but I'm also not necessarily focused on when my co-partners or best friends upload their videos. More focused on getting you guys my videos on Fridays at 3 p.m. like I shall. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching, and can't wait to see you guys next time.